Hi, I'm Dr. Groom. I'm a consultant psychiatrist. This week I managed to finish this lovely book. 10x is easier than 2x. I came across this book while listening to a podcast, and this was one of the book which was highly recommended by the expert who came in this podcast. I thought that this book will be relevant for me because I am a consultant psychiatrist, and as a consultant psychiatrist, not just the clinical side that I need to be good at. A lot of the jobs that I do, leadership and management is almost like 50 or 60% of the things that I have to do, which is like a bread and butter for me. When I read this book, I was a bit skeptical because when I looked at the author, I found that one of the author was a founder of strategic coach, and the other one was a psychologist. And I thought that do they really have the expertise to make a comment on business and how to scale a business? When I read this book, I was aware that I need to keep my prejudice and bias aside and read this book. There are a lot of things that I've learned from this book, but I just want to summarize in 3 points the things which I've learned. Number one point, which I've learned from this book, which I'm going to utilize in my clinical as well as my personal life, is there's something called transformation leadership. For transformation leadership, there are some of the qualities that I need to be aware of. First of all, is a vision that I need to have, standard, and culture. With that, a trust is also very important, that I need to create a trust within the system that I work. And I also have to inspire my team in order to get the result what is expected. There was a statement that I really like, which says that if the why is so strong, then it's easy to find how to do it. Uh, while using the transformation leadership, I also need to be aware that autonomy is also one of the things that I need to encourage. Mastering and making my team equipped to deal with the things is also very important, and the things I need to make it very relatable. Just to end the first point, I've realized that there are 3 stages that is required in order to build a system. Number one is make. Make is like the starting, the base ground that needs to be established. The second stage is called maker. Maker is I need to teach my team to work as per my philosophy. Number three is multiplier. Multiplier is a concept that use in 10x. That means that even without my absence, the team needs to be independent and function on their own. So this is the number one point which I've learned from this book. And the second point, which I have found it quite interesting, is this describes the theory of quantum theory, which says that the time is not linear. The time is relative. That means that 1 hour for one person might not be equal to 1 hour for the other person. Let us take an example. From Wigan to London, if you take a flight, it might take 30 minutes. If you take a car, it might take 3 to 4 hours. If you walk, it might take longer. So the time dilatation means the faster you are able to do, the lesser the time it requires. So this also helps to clarify the concept of productive. Being productive doesn't mean being busy. So there are 2 different concepts of it. The other thing is, with the time dilatation, I also need to be aware that if I have to divide the work, most of the bottleneck that happen in the workplace, which is 20%, if I'm able to deal with the 20% and focus on the things which is required, then the things becomes easier. To clarify this, I've also learned the concept that all the dots are not equal and all the activities are not equal. So the prioritization needs to be there. In order to scale any system, there are 3 stages that is needed. First, you need to stabilize. Second, you need to organize. Third, you need to grow. And the last final stage, which is the number 4th, is called you need to transform the system. The third concept, which I really liked about this book, is I came to know the difference between wealth and money. Wealth is more of like the freedom, and money is just a tool for freedom. When we consider wealth, we also have to think that it's a freedom from time, money, relationship, and purpose. Whereas money is just a mean. For example, the good example that they gave is if I'm stuck in Antarctic island where there's no any transitions of the money basically becomes useless. But if I have the wealth to utilize the resources which is over there, like fishing, if I'm able to use the environment to my benefit, that is called the wealth of knowledge. Yeah. um, and in order to utilize the wealth, we as a human being, we also have to evolve. And if the evolving stops, then confounding also stops, and then indirectly the transformation also stops. The last bit, which I find it interesting on this, the concept of wealth and money, is there are three things that we need to be aware of: commitment, conviction, and identity. We also need to have a clarity and focus. They have also explained the concept of manifestation. Manifestation is you are aware that the change needs to happen during the process, but it's the focus which helps to have a clarity and remove the distraction. Yeah, so these are the three concepts which I have learned. So just to summarize, in the first concept, I learned the concept of transformation leadership. Second, I learned about the quantum of dilatation of a time. The third concept which I've learned is an interesting topic: the difference between wealth and money. While reading this book, when I reflect back so far, during the last 6 days, I was able to go through almost like 10 podcasts, and I was also able to learn a lot of people who have used this concept to make wealth as well as to have a freedom in life. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Take care.